You must have heard of the concept of a soulmate. If that is something that you have heard about and you want to know the truth about it, then you are in the right place. Because today we'll be dissecting the fallacies or the construct of soulmate to indicate why or why it is not appropriate for your relationship. Do you believe that you have a soulmate? Do you believe that you are a half of a person and you need someone else to make you whole? If that is something that you're interested in, then stick around as we head on the inside on Wife Only with your wife lifestyle strategist, Kareem Ainsley. Too long have women been told who they are, which is in error. They have been told what they should do, what they should say, where they should go, which is also in error, especially when those places are not in alignment with where they need to be. The idea of this premise is to prepare you with the construct so that you can embrace marriage as it was intended. So, we were supposed to speak on marriage, but before we get into marriage, we're going to divert a little to give you some context to the pretext so that you can enjoy the subject matter when we get deeper into it. So we'll be starting with a soulmate. The question I want you to ponder: do you believe that you are a complete human being, or you believe that you are a part of a human being? If that is something that you want to discuss, if that is something that you have questioned before, then let us get into the meat of the matter of the meat that you came here to devour. Prior to getting married, you need to be aware of your spiritual position. Yes, your spiritual status needs to be established. You need to be awakened as to where you are, because remember, humans are more spiritual than physical. The physical is just a manifestation of that which is taking place on the spiritual level. So I want you to be in a good position so that you can get the results that you need. Your knowledge, your status needs to be established so that you can position yourself where you desire to go. Delivering into this determination will lead to an appreciation of the salvation status that is made available for you, and also aid in qualifying you for the prerequisite individual that you so desire. So if that is what you are interested in, then you have to get everything in order. But let us now delve deep into the soulmate. Let us touch the surface and then go a little deeper. Let us turn our attention to Colossians 2 and verse 8, which says to us, "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ." So this here is powerful, it's a mouthful, but this is deep. And this is where we'll start the soulmate concept. Because the media and the misguided society presents to us an idea that people are incomplete. But I want you to think about this logically. Why would they present to us such an idea? The suggestion of this thought is then to allow to germinate in our minds after being planted and allowing it to grow and fester, so that in the long run it can be monetized. Over time, even creating a state in which you are far removed from that which is reality. You are far removed from the truth, your origin, your completeness, your status as a human being. The concept consumes the masses to be in pursuit of love, not realizing that love is, and not needing something more to complete them. And because they are in a state in which they have been fed the narrative that they are not complete. They are searching for something that does not exist. And when you go with false expectation, what happens is that we run the risk of disappointment. And that is why many persons' love life breaks down, because there was not really a true love life, because the principles were wrong. The principles were in error. But we're going to be clearing up some of these misconceptions so that you can operate from a position of strength. This concept is simple, but it is pivotal to understand where we are. In reading books and in watching movies about the soulmate, the narrative presented to us is that there are two star-struck lovers who had a crossing. There is a star-struck crossing, yes, of these two star-struck lovers, miraculously ending up together. Yes, they're together with completeness of each other. So one was half, the other was a half, two of them come together, and then we have one. That there is a misguided and a misrepresentation of the reality. This is where the money is made in Hollywood. Yes, people prey on your vulnerabilities, prey on your ignorance so that they can exploit it, sell you a fantasy which is far removed from the reality, so that you can be attached to them and you live a life that is less than fulfilling because you are seeking after a fantasy. Look at all the Hollywood stars who tells you exactly how you should live your life. They have broken relationships. They have families which have been severed. So how can you be listening to someone who doesn't even have the standing, the representation of what they are presenting to you? That there should cause you to think, why would you listen to someone about an important matter who does not have the result to show, who all they have is failed relationship, failed marriages, marriages after marriages, and yet they are giving you advice on how to keep your husband, how to keep your wife, and what is the best thing to do? That there is some ludicrous ideology. But that is not what we're going to be talking about today. We are speaking about the soulmate and how this concept has messed up a lot of individuals, especially our females, giving them an illusion, having them walking around like a dog or trying to catch its tail. But we don't want our women to be in that capacity. We don't want them to be shackled by the deception. We want them to have the truth. Let us get deeper. Our alleged modern society has used an ancient concept coined as a soulmate to promote and market something that is non-existent. Yes, you heard that right. A need that is non-existent. They coined a concept so that they can market to you and get your money with these dating apps and all these things. These things, we are going to discuss them because they are not in your best interest. So if you want someone to have a long-term relationship, a serious relationship, get off the dating app. Meet face-to-face. You can connect with people, yes, in a virtual space, but the apps are not designed for a success in your relationship, because if everybody on the app becomes successful in their relationship, then the app will cease to make money. Let us think about it. So do they have your best interests at heart? They want to keep you in a cycle. It's a money-making machine. So when you are lost, that is how they make money. But we are here to guide you in the path of that which is right and righteous. So just stick around with us a little while longer. This allegedly need artificially created about the soulmate theory, the dating apps, and all these kind of Hollywood fanatics now creates a need for a solution in response to the resolution of a situation that does not exist. But the persons who are benefiting from your demise are those persons who are getting the money, the recurrent income from your pocket. So yes, when you are having problems in your relationship, somebody is benefiting. When you can't get the match you need, somebody is benefiting. Then we have these matchmaking services which thrive because everyone is in pursuit to find the missing part. But there is no part of you that is missing. You are a whole individual. You are unique. You are complete. You cannot get into a relationship as a part of a person. You have to be whole to enter a relationship so as you can fulfill the needs and the necessities of that relationship. But the soulmate theory doesn't end at this juncture. But we're going to pause, because this is a lot of information for you to grasp and digest. So we want you to take some time to understand the concept that is just being presented. And in the next sitting, we're going to give you the actual idea as to how the soulmate theory concept was derived. Thank you for spending some quality time with us as we navigate the exploratory terrain of the soulmate theory right before we get into marriage. Because this is going to answer some questions that you may ask. Who should I marry? Is there only one person for me to marry? And all these kind of questions that the world presents to us. But that there is for another sitting. In this moment, we want to say thank you for spending some quality time with us. Signing out is Kareem Ainsley, the wife lifestyle strategist. Be the wife that you were meant to be. See you in the next sitting.